Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you all are fine. This is your English period and this is your English book. Please open your books and open lesson number 1. Students, this is our second class for the same lesson and we will continue reading the second part of our first lesson today. I will remind you the last lesson in few lines and you will recall in your mind about the story, right? So far in this lesson, the world in a wall, what we read? We read that this story is about a dramatic and funny incident. And the writer of the story was a collector of animals from very young age, but his family did not like or appreciate his habit. So, story is about a little boy who is writer himself. What he observes a wall near his house and he carefully observes and sees that many living creatures were living on it, varying from geckos to crane flies to caterpillars and scorpions, etc. Then the author observed one more deadly animal, the scorpion. And what he did, he tempted to take it home, and he knew at the same time that the mother won't allow him to do so. So, what he did, he took the matchbox and put the scorpion inside, and there were the baby scorpion along with mother. So, after putting the matchbox on the mantelpiece in the drawing room, the writer went to take meal in the dining room and to join the family there for meal. There, the writer's brother Larry, who what he did, he wanted to fetch the cigarettes from the drawing room. And then what happened, we will read from now. Okay. Here we finished reading yesterday the second last line. At last, Larry, who was the writer's brother, having finished, fetched the cigarettes from the drawing room, and lying back on his chair, he put one in his mouth and picked up the matchbox he had brought, oblivious that the end of my happy days was about to came. Underline the word oblivious. Oblivious means unaware. Oblivious. Who was oblivious? His brother was oblivious that the end of happy days were about to come. I watched my eldest brother interestedly as, still talking loudly, he opened the matchbox. You see that writer is rather enjoying the situation. Now, I insist to this day that the female scorpion meant to harm. She was nervous and a little annoyed at being shut up in the matchbox for a long time. And so she seized, underline the word seized. Seized means she grabbed the first opportunity to escape. What she did, she pulled herself out of the box with great rapidity. Rapidity instantly, all at once, hurriedly. Her baby is clinging on desperately. Underline the word desperately. Desperately means needing or wanting something very much. Desperately and scuttled. Scuttled mean ran with quick, hasty steps. Onto the back of Larry's hand. There, not quite certain what to do next, she paused. Her sting, underline the word sting, curved up at the ready. Sting is, students, sting is a small sharp pointed organ at the end of the scorpions, right? So what she did, who did? The mother scorpion. She paused, her sting curved up at the ready. Larry, feeling the movement of her claws, glanced down to see what it was, and from that moment things got increasingly confused. Can you imagine that if a scorpion is scuttling on your hand, so what will be your response? The situation will be all of a sudden will be quite in chaos. So he uttered a roar of fright. Underline the word fright. Fright is a sudden intense feeling of fear that brought Roger. Who was Roger? Roger was their dog, out from beneath the table barking wildly. With a flick of his hand, underline flick. Flick means a sudden quick movement. Whose movement? With a flick of his hand, he sent the unfortunate scorpion flying down the table. And she landed midway between Margot and Leslie, scattering babies like confetti. Underline the word confetti. Confetti is very small pieces of colored paper that you throw when you celebrating in parties or in birthdays or maybe sometime results time. As she thumped on the cloth, underline the word thumped. Thumped mean hit or strike heavily. What happened in this paragraph? When Larry roared with fright, the Roger, who was their dog, he came barking there, and with a flick of his hand, whose hand? Larry's hand, he sent the unfortunate scorpions lying under the table. And where the babies, they hit with cloth. And with that, there was a rapid change from peace to chaos. And what is chaos? Underline the word chaos. The state of confusion or disorder. Thoroughly enraged. Underline the word enraged. Very angry. Enraged at this treatment, the creature sped towards Leslie. Her sting, sped mean quickly, move quickly. Towards Leslie, her sting. As I have told you the meaning of sting, a small, sharp, pointed organ which is at the end of the scorpion. Quivering, quivering. Underline this word. Quivering. With quivering mean trembling or shaking with rapid motion, with emotions. Leslie leapt to his feet, overturning his chair and flicked out desperately with his napkin, sending the scorpion rolling across the cloth towards Margot. Now what happened? He sent that cloth where the scorpion were lying towards the Margot, who promptly all of a sudden let out a scream that any railway engine would have been proud to produce. Ick, look out, they're coming, screamed Margot. All we need is a book, roared Leslie. Don't panic. Hit them with a book. Mother, completely bewildered. Bewildered, underline the word bewildered. Bewildered means very puzzled by this sudden and rapid change from the peace to chaos. Put on her glasses and peered, looked or gazed deeply down the table to see what was causing pandemonium. Underline the word pandemonium. Pandemonium means wild and noisy disorder or confusion. Mother, she didn't know what was going on there. So that is why she put on her glasses, and then she peered down under the table. And at that moment, Margot, in a vain attempt to stop the scorpion's advance, hurled a glass of water at it. And that was the glass of water, and it was full of water. The shower of water missed the animal completely. It didn't. Margot hurled the water over the animal, but it missed. But successfully drenched mother. Underline drenched. Drenched mean soak or wet. To whom it soaked, to whom it drenched, to their mother, who, not being able to stand cold water, promptly lost her breath and sat gasping at the end of the table. Underline gasping. Gasping mean to breathe loudly with difficulty. Unable to protest even. Get a knife, hit them with a book, shouted Larry. That boy will kill the lot of us. Which boy? They're talking about writer. Bah, This is a sign of exclamation. This is an expression of anger. Look at the table. Knee deep in scorpions, kill them. Oh no, don't hurt them. Who is saving them? Who is saying these lines? The writer. I'll catch them, I pleaded until eventually baked up by mother. Leslie's suggestion that the whole lot be killed was quashed. Underline the word quashed. It means to forcefully stop. So what the writer did at that moment, he pleaded them. He started making an emotional appeal towards them that don't hurt them. By the time a certain amount of order had been restored, all the baby scorpions had hidden themselves where? Under various plates and bits of cutlery. The results of this incident were numerous. Underline numerous. Numerous mean many. While the family still feeling angry and frightened, moved to the sitting room, I spent half an hour rounding up the babies. Which babies? That scorpion babies. Picking them up in a teaspoon and returning them to their mother's bag. You see how kind he is with those animals. Or then I carried them outside on a saucer and reluctantly released them on the garden wall. Why reluctantly? Because he wanted to keep them with him. That's why reluctantly. Roger and I went and spent the afternoon on the hillside, for I felt it would be wise to allow the family to have a break before seeing them again. Larry developed a phobia. Underline the word phobia. An extreme fear of something. About matchboxes. Why? Because there she saw scorpion mother and its babies. But from my point of view, the worst repercussion. Underline the word repercussion. Repercussion means result or outcome or bad effects of that event of the whole affair was that mother decided to try to stop me from exploring the animal world. You are running wild again. Who is saying that? Writer's mother. It is high time you receive a little more education, she said. I'm getting you a tutor.